Cool. And
I
then for
think.
everyone who's watching, does this look good for you all? Oh,
Yay!
perfect. Perfect. Thank you. We've struggled like majorly with this in the past, so want to make sure we got it right this time. Um, great. Well, I think we have a few minutes, right? Or what time is it?
We have 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we will, and you can hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay. So I think we will probably hang out for a few minutes because I think we had some more folks who were signed up to attend this section. Yep. And I see people joining, so that's good. Before we full on get started. But just so you all know, this is actually the outside of the Barrett Suite in the Mercado building, which is where we're located. And then we're going to walk over through campus to Taylor Place, which is the residence hall. This is also where the nursing school is. So and there's so many of y'all who are nurses. So the sim lab, a lot of your classes actually, and I can't remember, I think even your advisors might be here too now. So, so we basically share this area with nursing. And yeah, it's actually really, well, obviously it's very quiet. It's the end of the day. Plus we are all virtual now. We went all virtual over Thanksgiving. So yeah, not a lot of traffic in this area, but we'll walk through the suite and I'll show you around in there and then we'll kind of go from there. So cool. I can't like see the time or anything.
Now it is 4:45.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna need help with this. Okay, so to get into the Barrett suite, you do need to swipe in. And we have typically a front desk, which has a human staffing it, but right now, again, just kind of the end of the day. So the classes that you would take in here, these are actual classrooms. You would take the human event, which is our signature freshman seminar course. Sorry, this is so dark in here. And then this is actually a tiny peek into we have a game room where with like a VR set. I can't remember which gaming systems we have, but a few other gaming systems in there for you to play. Not during a pandemic, obviously. And then here, again, not during a pandemic, we would normally have like a Keurig out for you all. There's fridges for you all to use in the microwave. And then in the back, we have our computer lab, a podcasting room, and also a study space. And that's where our writing tutors are. On the other side of this space, special, actually, is actually our staff and faculty offices. So we have offices here, and then your advisors, actually, your honors advisors are here. And then our faculty offices, are back here. And again, like normally there's like folks lounging, there's just like stuff to do. If you end up getting a position as a student worker in our office, you end up working back here. Emily's quite familiar with the space along with Alyssa. I know, I miss seeing you guys too. Hey, Alyssa.
Hi guys, I got my
sorry, RG. Emily and Alyssa and Nazca say hi.
Howdy.
Alrighty. So Danielle ducked out of the camera. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So now we're gonna leave the suite. We're gonna head over towards the Arizona Center. And Emily, Alyssa, if you want to jump in at any point here, please do. And obviously any questions you all may have, please carry on. So typically there's also a cafe here. Again, COVID, so.
Alyssa, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you. Sorry.
Sure, no problem. Well, my name is Alyssa. I'm a senior journalism student in Barrett. I have a minor in Spanish, and I'm out of state right now. I'm usually an out-of-state student, but I mean, usually during the school year, I'm in Phoenix, so things have been a little different this year. And I have studied abroad before, if you have any questions on that. Yeah, that's me.
Thanks, Alyssa. All right, so you can't see, I mean, you can kind of see. So the green building in the background here, that's like far back, that's Chase Field. So you can, so we're only like 3 blocks away, maybe 2 blocks away. And then we're actually right across the street from the Science Center. The building on this side, this is the Phoenix Convention Center. So a lot of big conferences, etc. And then, sorry, back to Chase Field, right across from that is actually Talking Stick Arena. So for NBA games, and then any big concerts, like I feel like Lady Gaga goes there. Any of those like really big, like headline, thousands of people show, that's where they would actually go perform. So you're super close to all of that. This side is the campus side. This is the kind of medical corridor area. So it's actually where the 3 state schools share space. So Arizona State, University of Arizona, and Northern Arizona University. U of A's med school is here, their Phoenix location. And then NAU's physical therapy school is also in that location. So there's a lot of medical research that happens just right there in that area. And then here we're gonna walk, this is towards Arizona Center. So I'm gonna turn this off because the traffic is like, not off. I'm gonna mute myself because it's really loud. And if there's anything that Emily or Alyssa wanna share about the space, please do.
Yeah, so the Arizona Center is kind of in between the Mercado and Taylor Place, as you'll see as we walk throughout. The Arizona Center is kind of like a mix. You'll see a common theme when we're giving the tour is that ASU downtown is usually not ASU downtown. It's usually ASU downtown and some of downtown in general, which is what I love about living on campus, just because you're not just on ASU, but you're also incorporated into the city pretty well. So the Arizona Center, I don't want to give too much away because it'll give the tour and everything, but the Arizona Center houses restaurants. They house also like various stores and whatnot, but there's also ASU classrooms and offices there. That's where the Center of Race and Democracy is located. That's where the College of Integrated Science and Arts is located as well. So a lot of, that's where I took my Spanish classes for there, and then that's where also my Spanish professors' offices were held. So that was a that was a fun time, and it's there's also the AMC movie theater, which Emily will talk more about.
You guys, there's a dog. Okay, so we're gonna cruise through. So this tall building actually does have, like Emily was saying, a lot of mixed use spaces. There are some ASU offices there temporarily. The Thunderbird School of Management is actually in this building. So that's usually mostly grad programs. Their undergraduate programs are actually located at the West Campus. And then, as Emily said, mixed use space here, but it's really nice. Like,
Yeah, they just redid it like my sophomore year, so
holidays.
about 2 years ago.
Yeah. But usually, like during lunchtime, these all have people sitting in them. And both folks who work in the area and then obviously students. And now it's all holiday themed, which is adorable. But yeah, it's a pretty nice space to like study and hang out.
You gotta show the frogs and their Santa hats.
Oh yeah. I should need to walk over. It's trying to avoid people.
The frogs.
But look how cute they are.
Ridiculous.
Ooh.
Okay. Social distancing, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna walk over. But look at how cute he is. Okay. All right, so there's a ton of eateries in here. So not just, so your classes are on the second floor, and I think even up to the third floor, like Emily had mentioned. And then the first floor, there's a lot of places for you to eat at. So I'll give you some popular ones. So Bosa Donuts, folks like for both donuts and breakfast sandwiches. There's a corner bakery, like on the corner. And I think they do a student discount too. And then if you need to get your nails done, you can right there. And I have. So then down this way, there's a Starbucks and a Freshie. And those are popular as well. And then on Thursdays, they used to do like a pop-up farmers market situation. So a few vendors would come up. And then there's like a sushi place down there that folks like too. And then this is the movie theater that Emily had mentioned earlier. AMC, I don't know if you know this, but they have different tiers of movie theaters. So this is, I would say, like the student-friendly tier. I think the tickets are only $7. So it's pretty affordable for you to catch all sorts of fun things, whether it's in between class, after class, etc. And then even for us at Barrett, we will host events for you all at the theater too. So like when Black Panther had come out, we rented out a whole theater for our students and then did like a really cool, I think, post discussion after we watched it. Okay. This is the Sheraton Hotel. I think a lot of families actually will stay here during like move-in and whatnot, because as you can see, it's basically on campus. And then here are two buildings, Health North and Health South. So the one closer to us is Health South, and the taller one, that's Health North. So that houses the College of Health Solutions and part of nursing. So it's not just one college, nursing is there as well. Okay. And then this far building, that's Taylor Place. Oh, what time is it?
It's 4:58.
Oh, I'm doing so good. Okay. Meeting Sky at 5 p.m. So this is perfect. Okay. I mean, Alyssa, Emily, what classes do you guys normally have in these two buildings? Or do you have classes?
I actually
I don't.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
think I had a class. I don't think I've ever had a class there. The only thing I had was a parking spot in the garage underneath Health South.
Oh,
So
okay,
that's why I
that's
would go there, and I go to the health services there too. But no.
Yeah, I've gone to the kitchen a couple times in the Health South building. What's really
Mhm.
that those are run by dietetics and nutrition majors, so they get that experience of like running a kitchen, cooking the food, and then I get like cheap, good food.
That's true.
Like a
Yeah, the
win-win.
kitchen is there. It's on the first floor. Oh, and also, I forgot, health services is in here too. So just to see, like, for care, to see your doctor, your on-campus doctor, I should say, you would go there. Okay. This is the law building right in front of us, and then underneath is the bookstore. With Barrett, oh, I haven't seen this yet. Okay, so before I go to the Barrett part, the purple part that you see behind, that's the new Thunderbird graduate school location. Oops, sorry. So that's being built, and then once that's done, they will be moving from that building that we saw earlier to the building back there. Okay, back to Barrett. So the law school, as you can see here, you actually can take second-year law school classes as Barrett students. And I know a lot of you all aren't interested in law. I think there's one of you who's interested in public policy, so maybe that's really exciting for you. But for those of you who aren't interested in law, it's okay. There are a lot of topics that could be really interesting to you, like healthcare law. So even if you may not be going into law school, it is a cool way to get some exposure to an area that you may not know. All right, and then as I mentioned before, the bookstore is right here. And also important, Chick-fil-A. This is very much a college staple. All right. And I think I'm just on time to meet Sky. This is so great. And then in between, there are a few, I think the nutrition kitchen, or there's an additional cafe, like mini, like cafe sort of situation. And then the marketplace for like convenience store items, essentially. Hey, Sky. It's hard to recognize folks beneath the mask. Yeah. Okay. Here you go. So, should we turn it around? You can introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no, wait.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go.
Hi everyone, my name is Sky. Now I'm a senior. This is my junior year. Third year living here at a place. I'm a medical studies major and I'm a CA here.
We can't hear you very well.
Oh, you know why? Because I have my Bluetooth on.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Technical something. Here we go. Oh.
Does anybody else have the Jeopardy music in their head, or is that just me?
I'm gonna go with just you.
Man.
Now I'm thinking about Jeopardy, and now I'm sad. So thank you, Emily.
R.I.P. Alex Trebek.
You know what? While we're waiting, we actually had a question about the study abroad earlier. So, Alyssa, would you mind sharing your study abroad abroad experience since you did it through ASU?
Sure. So yes, like Asuka said, I studied abroad through ASU, and that was what had worked best for me with my scholarship and with my course plan. So I did a partnership program. Basically, I went to my study abroad office. I said, how can I study abroad in Spain? Because I wanted to complete my Spanish major, or a big chunk of my Spanish requirements there for my minor. And they set me up with an application for a program with USAC, which is a study abroad program that works in Spain and all over. And then I spent the semester in Spain. I stayed with the host mom. I did all that like typical study abroad stuff, and it was a really, really cool immersive experience. So I would highly recommend, and I would say my one piece of advice is to look into funding for study abroad, because there's a lot of funding out there, especially at ASU, that you may not know you have the opportunity to take advantage of. So, you know, when things, you know, clear up and go back to normal, I definitely would suggest looking into that.
And how did you, and I know one of the questions was basically how did you do that with Barrett? So how did you incorporate that into Barrett? Because I don't think you did honors contracts or anything, but like how did you kind of like set yourself up for that?
I tried to bookend my study abroad experience with honors credits. So I knew I wouldn't be completing any honors credits while I was abroad. So the semester before, I took honors sections and did some honors contracts. And then the semester after, this past spring semester, I did the same thing, some honors sections and some honors contracts, so I could make up for that lost semester, which in reality wasn't, it didn't like severely impact my standing. You know, I was able to add those onto my other semesters so that I still was able to experience a study abroad even if I wasn't getting honors credits. But yeah, I just tried to bookend the credits so that way I could not have to worry about them while I was abroad. But my roommate did the same thing, but she did her thesis while she was abroad. So you can definitely earn honors credit even if you're not taking any honors classes.
Thank you, Alyssa. Sky, do you think you're ready?
Yes. Okay. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Okay, I'll introduce myself again. I'm Sky. I'm a senior now at ASU. This is my third year living in the dorms. I'm a CA. I work at the front desk in Barrett, and then I also do like research and stuff. Oh, and I'm a med studies major, and I have an ethics minor, so I'm all over the place. Cool. So I guess we're just doing a little tour of Taylor Place. I don't know if you guys saw like the outside here, but we got like a Chick-fil-A, and we got like a little convenience store and like Starbucks, and you can use like your dining hall stuff to like use that. And then to get into the dorms, it's open right now, but just for like demonstration's sake, you have to scan your ID card to get in, and then the store will unlock for you to come inside. And then we also have we have security up here, and then we also have another scanner for you to get into here. And it also says like no guests, and they have like a bunch of information. And then you scan again to get into the elevator. So you have like 4 layers, I guess, of security to get you up here. Hello. So there's 4 on the CA on 12 Tower 1.
Sky, we didn't really go into the details about the differences between Tower 1 and 2. Can you just give an overview of that?
Yeah, for sure. So Tower 1, that's gonna be, you're gonna have one big room. Everyone has a sink. You have one sink, and then you have your own separate bathroom. And then, so like that room, it'll be like you actually share a room with your roommate. And then Tower 2 is you have like you still have your own like bathroom. You share a bathroom, and then you share a sink. And then you have like a little common room, living room area. And then you'll have your own separate bedrooms. But this is 12 Tower 1. This is my floor. It's Snoopy themed. It's a really nice view because we're downtown, you know. slaps. You have like a little study room here. It comes with like a whiteboard and all that stuff, and I think it's soundproof, so you can't hear other people, which is like super nice and comes in clutch. There's a really big lounge for people to like eat and drink and hang out when they're having dinner. And then there's like a TV up there. You can hook up like an HDM and like play games or do whatever you want out here, as long as you're like abiding by the quiet hours and stuff like that. And then this is my room. I have decorations all over my door. The lights are kind of off right now. So I just have like lights and stuff everywhere. Since my room is a CA room, it's a lot bigger. Since it's only one person living in here. But you get like, you can rent microwaves and fridges. I can turn on the lights so you can see that better. If that works. Okay. So you can like rent a mic and a fridge from ASU, I think for like $200 for 2 semesters or something like that. They're pretty spacious. They're really nice. You get like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a trash can and a recycling bin that you get as well. There's like a little desk that you can like put stuff in there. You get one big desk. You get a chair. You get like a dresser. You get a bed. And then like a pretty nice closet too. And then, you get your own AC unit, which comes in severe clutch. So nice to have your own AC unit, like literally the best thing ever. And then, so usually what happens in Tower 1 is, this is my bathroom right here. I'll just keep the light on so y'all can see. So usually you would have like a sink area right here that you and your roommate would share. And then you have your own private bathroom, which is really nice. Not a lot of colleges do that. My bathroom looks like this. I have the sink in here, and then you get like your own like toilet, and like I have a really big shower because again, CA things. But you get like I think it's probably about like half the size of this. It's still really nice. So you got that. That's pretty cool. Are there any like questions that you need about like any more of the room?
There aren't any questions coming in, but how about like a laundry?
Yeah, so laundry, you get that completely for free at ASU. The only thing you need to pay for is like laundry detergent, but I can show you the laundry room. Every single floor comes with their own laundry room and their own trash room. So like my trash room is like all the way down at the end of the hall, so the hall doesn't smell gross. And then closer to like the common room area, we have these laundry rooms, and they're pretty nice. They usually have like snack machines in here, but you get 2 washers and 2 dryers. You can even like have texts be sent to your phone that tells you when it's done, which is super cool. And they have like a little table for you to like fold and do your laundry as well. And every single floor has that, and you can go to any floor you want, which is really nice. Is there anything else for the floor?
I don't know if I'm pretty sure they still do this, but do they still do the thing where if you look online, it'll tell you which laundry, like which washers and dryers are available?
I think so. You can download the app, and I believe it does that. I haven't checked that recently because there's just like not a lot of people here right now because of winter break. But I believe they still do that, which is like, again, really nice.
I didn't even know that was the thing. I would just
Yeah.
like stop in the laundry room at once every hour.
Yeah.
I was fooled too many times living in the dorms. I needed proof. I was tired of going up and down the stairs just looking for a washer. So
It's pain. But if you have that, it's probably a lot nicer. Is there anything else that you guys would like to see or know about the dorms? I guess we can go downstairs now. I can show you the like lobby area.
Yes.
But over there, you walk across that breezeway, and that is Tower 2.
So Barrett students live in the Barrett community. How accessible to go to see the friends from other colleges?
From the other colleges right now, just because of COVID, you're not allowed in the dorms. It's only people who are like you live there. So even if like a resident has empty dorms right now, but typically, honestly, Taylor Place is like way nicer than the Barrett dorms downtown because we do have that like edge of having like your own private space. But usually you can just sign in as a guest and you can get in there. But I haven't gone to like Poly or West Barrett yet. I think it's like kind of similar, but here is kind of like a living room area where they have like chairs and stuff for you to sit in. They got like a bunch of TVs. They're usually all playing like different things. Like one of them will be like a news, the other one will be like cartoons or like a movie or something, and then the other one will be sports because we have sports journalism down here. And then they have like they usually do projects like this just to, like really show how much of a community is like Taylor Place stands with, and then they'll have people like write down things or ideas that like you support, which is really cool. Um, and then over here, this is kind of like where you go through. This is where like the line forms for going to the dining hall. Those are like the CD offices. I'll show you those and all the mail stuff in a bit. But go up here, and then this is more just like line stuff. Usually when it's hopefully when you come in fall, it won't be like this, and you'll have like actual like dining areas where you can like sit and eat, which would be pretty nice. But here is like the dining hall. There's a bunch of stuff there. They have a vegan section. They have like a sandwich and salad section. They have a grill that will always serve like burgers, what do you call it, chicken breast, all that type of stuff. And then they have like a section that will be like home cooked stuff, which is really good. That changes every day. And then that's where you like put your trays and such. They have a gender neutral bathroom, which is really cool. Place for you to fill up your water bottles. And then they have just bathrooms over here. Oh, and then also in the dining hall, they, what was I going to say? They usually also have like ice cream and like tons of snacks in there too. And everyone there who works here is just like so nice, and they're all like very personable people. It's closed right now, but here is where you would pick up like your packages, or if you had like any housing requests you need to do, like if you need your AC fixed or like there's a hole or something that you like put in your wall, like they'll come and fix that. Um, they have like a bunch of stuff, and you can ask like tons of questions about housing. Everyone there who works there is very nice too, but mainly just packages and maintenance. Over here is a community kitchen that you can go into. It's locked up. Let me grab my keys. But this is really nice. You have to again use your key scanner to get in here, but they have tons of stuff in here for you to use. Like they have a really nice oven that works super well. Got toaster ovens, um, microwaves, and then they have like a place for you to do your dishes if you can't do them upstairs. And then they have like pots and pans that I believe they sanitize every hour. And then you have to sanitize them before and after each use. And then there's more of those there and some cleaning supplies. But that's super nice too if you ever want to like bake cookies with your friends, which I think I did that like a week ago, which is really cool. And then like the CDs, this is like apartments right there where the CDs live, which are like my bosses. Um, these are their offices. So that's like the people who are in charge of like the CAs. They come here and do their work and they answer questions and stuff. And then we have a student engagement office over here too. So I think like PAB and residential hall assistants, they not live there, but they work out of there too. And then everyone who lives here also gets their own little mailbox. Mailroom looks like this. It's pretty nice, pretty quiet. And then there's an ATM machine too, which is really nice. And then finally, there's like this outdoor seating section. I'll pop out here real quick so you can see it without the glare. This is really nice. It's just a huge section for people to come out and eat here. And right there's Panda Express, so that leads right out here, which is really nice. They have like a fan up there too for when it's hot outside. But it's really pretty like when those vines start like blooming. It's all pink and stuff. But yeah.
We had a question about how will move-in work. So as someone who's experienced move-in during this time, can you kind of just give us like a brief overview of like how that works?
Yeah, so what we ended up doing was we had sorry, this thing is being really weird. There we go. Oh, jeez. This thing is super all over the place. Okay. But so what we ended up doing was we broke it up a few different ways. So the first wave of people that we had were all in-state or Maricopa County students. And we had all of them come like a week prior and they literally just dropped off their stuff. They didn't like really move in. They just dropped off everything. And then they went back home. And then we had about a week later, we broke it up into a few different days. We had out of state students come and they would actually move in. And then like a day or two later, then we would invite our Maricopa students to come move in just to like limit the amount of people. But we spread it out over a bunch of days. I believe online you'll sign up for your specific time period. You go out to a parking lot, you have movers if you want movers to help you. Um, we'll get you all trucked in. You have to submit a COVID test. We'll have the movers help you move in, bring you to your room, answer any questions that you have, and then you have a specific time period to just drop your stuff off and get moved in. I think for in-state people, we gave them like 2 hours. For out-of-state people, we gave them a couple more hours, and then we also tried to limit the amount of people that we had in by asking people to like try to limit their party to like 2 to 3 people. So you and your parents, but if something happens, like you have a younger sibling, they were very understanding about that. We tried to make sure everything was spaced out as possible. They also have tons of water and snacks, and like everyone is all hands on deck to like sanitize and make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible.
Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's another question. Any advice for saving money as freshmen? Things needed for moving in, books, etc.
Books, I recommend never buying it directly from the bookstore unless it's like I've had to buy a few, like if you're a STEM major or nursing major, you kind of have to buy your lab manual straight from the bookstore. But a lot of professors have really good resources. Like they'll tell you to get them from Amazon, or you can buy them from the bookstore used, which saves you tons of money. Or I always check the library first. Um, and a lot of the times the downtown library or the Tempe library will have it. And then so food, that's easily my most expensive thing is food, 100%. So I try to stick to my meal plan because that's essentially free food. And the M&G, like properly budgeting that really helps too. Because it's so easy to go to Panda Express for like every meal or something like that, or Chick-fil-A super often. But that helped me save a lot of money. And then for buying things, don't buy a vacuum because we have vacuums for you here. Every floor has a vacuum. So we can easily go run and grab you one, and then you can take it, use it for an hour, and then call your CA and they'll grab it for you. And then it really depends on like the person. I personally will, since I'm out of state, it costs a lot of money to ship things back and forth. So sometimes it's really helpful to get like a storage unit with your friends, or have a friend in state that's willing to let you like keep their stuff there. Or splitting that helps a lot. And then just like building a budget and sticking to it. I think Kira Gatewood also has a really good class about budgeting. That's for honors students only. It's called like on 194 finance and life hacks, I believe, financial life hacks or something along those lines. And that she gave us so many apps and tips on how to like budget money, and they really work, especially when you're in college.
I have a question for you, Sky. We haven't received this question, at least not as long as I've been on the call, but usually we do get a question about this. Do you have a car on campus? And like, if yes or no, why?
I do not have a car on campus because I'm from Minneapolis.
Mhm.
So I do not want to drive 26 hours one way. But a lot of my friends do. I personally don't because most things that I need are within walking distance. Downtown is a very walkable place. Just like half a mile up the street, you can go to Cityscape and get food, CVS, fries, all that type of stuff. And then I have there are tons of job opportunities on campus, so that's very convenient as well to just be able to work. And then we're also right by the light rail too. So I think I've used Lyft maybe twice here, but everything else is super duper walkable. But a lot of my friends have cars and they are in state. They have that usually because they have jobs off campus or because they go home pretty often. But ASU has very equipped with that front, making sure that you have access to a lot of stuff. And there's a bunch of different parking options as well. I know Health South, I think is I can't remember how much it is. I think it's $900. I could be wrong on that.
That sounds about right for the year.
It can be very pricey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Depending on
Health
the
South.
location.
Yes, Health South can get very pricey because that's underground parking. But they have a bunch of different parking lots at ASU or on campus as well that can be cheaper. So a lot of my friends will do that as well, but that's a bit more of a walk. So it kind of depends on your price range with that and what you intend to do with your car.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't see any other questions coming in, but what do you do in the downtown area?
Like for fun? Well, right now it's kind of hard to do things for fun, but I like to, what do I like to do? I go to the gym a lot. There's one that's literally you have access to it when you buy your or not buy, but when you pay for tuition, you're paying for a gym membership as well. So they have tons of classes that me and my friends love going to. And then we always like to have movie nights, or I'll go over to my friends' apartments and play video games. There's a concert venue that's right up the street too that one of my friends worked at, and so we would always go to they had a One Direction night that was super fun. They have a Drake night, and they're all 18 plus, or I think sometimes they're 16 plus, but that's super fun to go do. And there's a million coffee shops around here that are so good, Songbird right up the street. We go there all the time. There's tons of murals that we like to take pictures in front of. What else? There's Civic Space Park. We play spike ball in the park, or me and my friends actually yesterday we went on a picnic because Barrett gave us all picnic blankets for Friday. So that was really fun. We all used our picnic blankets and went on and made little charcuterie boards. But yeah, there's just tons of opportunities to get involved on campus. We have so many events happening. Yes, Civic Space. Yes, we're going to Civic Space. That was super fun going. Sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought. But there's tons of events. Yeah, we have tons of events all the time. Every week, there's usually some fun event. They have movies in the Civic Space Park. They do movies on the rooftop pool. That's also really fun to go to. Is we have a rooftop pool with LED lights, and they have hammocks up there. But yeah, it's just going to events can fill up a lot of your time, and those are also really fun because you get free food.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Sky.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I guess we don't have question coming in, so you can go back and return to Emily.
Yes.
But thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Is it nice outside right now?
Yeah, it's actually really nice out right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm overdressed. Yeah.
I feel like this thing is getting kind of
Yeah, it is it's
Yeah.
completely backwards.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's fine. Okay, we got this. Thanks, Sky.
Bye, Sky. Oh, Emily, I like your mask.
Oh, thank you very much. Let me. It's such a deer in the headlights look for me. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Okay. All right, there's ways to adjust this guy. last time when Evan did this, he was like, you journalism kids know what's up with these tech things. But anyway. Okay, and we're back. This is the law school still that we're looking at. There's some like outdoor seating here. So again, more study space, more places for you to go. Alrighty, I think I'm almost all adjusted here. Okay. All right. All right. Sorry. Okay. This building here is the Cronkite building, which is our School of Journalism. And I know, Emily, do you want to chat about Cronkite a little bit since this is like your home base?
Yeah, of course. I spent a lot of time here this semester. But yeah, so that's the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. So what's nice is that this building is open 24/7 for students. And then there's always like computer labs and edit bays you can use no matter what your major is. So that's something that's really nice. If like it's the middle of the night and you're doing your homework or trying to take an exam, but your computer like freezes, or technology's not very kind to me. So it's always nice to have a backup that's open 24/7 as well. What's also nice is that the Rush Bowl smoothie place just opened up this semester. And I believe starting next semester, you should be able to use your MNG there, which is really nice. They do like acai bowls and smoothies and stuff like that. More of like a healthy option than eating Chick-fil-A every day like I did freshman year. And then since Cronkite's kind of like a big building around campus, you usually have a lot of like kind of just basic classes there. Like I had like one of my math classes there. Some people just have a lot of like their lectures and whatnot there as well. And then there's also security guards there 24/7, which is also a nice resource to have and everything.
Okay. I don't know if the birds are really loud for you.
Just a little bit, but it's
Just
the
a
full
little bit?
experience. It's the full experience.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, where the birds are, that's the University Center building, or UCent. Oh yeah. Security guard, Cronkite, there you go. And then this is the main, probably like hub. The bulk of your classes will be inside this building, probably like English 101. I think is mostly in here. And then a bunch of the lectures are in here as well. And then for our public policy or public service, public policy person, this is where your college is. So this first floor is where the recruitment office is, and then your advisors are all in the above area. Another popular eatery, bowl of greens. The Caesar salad's really good. And I think someone had asked about this, right?
Yes, they wanted to know when it lights up or anything like that. I think it might still be a little too bright, but it's really pretty. It lights up because it's supposed to be the saguaro cactus desert flower, which is Arizona state flower. And the reason it lights up at night is to represent the changing flowers throughout the changing color of the flower throughout the seasons.
It lights up every night, right? It's just later in AZ because it's
not like completely dark yet.
Yeah. And it's called Her Secret is Patience.
All right. So we're kind of reaching the end of campus, if you will. So as you can see, it's not very big at all. Actually, I missed a big important thing. This is the light rail, the kind of rail that you see right here. This is actually the light rail stop, or sorry, not a stop, it's the track. The stop is just down a little bit that way. This building here is AE England. It used to be a car dealership, actually, and now it's owned by the city of Phoenix. And then, like Emily had mentioned earlier, it is also a shared use space. So we also will do events in this area, and then host like different things, speakers, dinners, etc., all kind of in this building too. And this is Civic Space Park. So this green area is where you would do like movies on the lawn. And I think sometimes they'll do like pajamas on the lawn, and there'd be like a little blow up, not little, it's a decent size like screen that they have here. And behind, this is it's called the post office building because it actually is a working post office. So what we're facing is the student side. The other side of this building is a working post office. And this side is where student services is basically for the campus. So the Dean of Students office is here. There is like a game area downstairs, and then a ton of space for undergraduate student government downtown to meet, and different student organizations as well. So this is Civic Space Park. We're right underneath little sculpture, not little, the sculpture. And yeah, it's really nice out today. I think it's like probably in the 70s. And then last but not least, so Sky had talked about working out. The brick side of this building is the YMCA, and then the kind of the white colored building, that's actually the fitness center. You have access to both actually. So you can take classes, use equipment on both sides. So here's where you can work out. There is behind Cronkite, there's your dorm. So it is pretty easy peasy in terms of access, I think. And yeah, I mean, that's really it in terms of camp. Oh, not anymore. Surprise, plot twist. Because of our new residence hall. I almost forgot. Okay. Here she is. We're so excited. Okay. This is it. This is, I guess, Emily, you're saying this is Innovation Hall. It has 500 beds, and it is primarily going to be for the Herberger School. But we will have space in there. So for your third and fourth year as a Barrett student, you would actually be able to request to live in this area as well. And they're apartment style, so probably means like you get your own room. There's a shared common space, etc. So now this is the edge of campus, if you will. Yeah. So right here, and then gym again right here. And then actually what I really miss is food truck Fridays. So they would park their food trucks all right here. And then about like anywhere from 4 to 6 trucks would park right here on Friday for lunch. And then that would give you access to obviously other food other than what's typically around campus. And the other thing I like to point out, because I'm a huge fan of all things local, we'll get there, but we have a farmer's market every Saturday that's like across the street from your residence hall. Emily has a favorite vendor. I don't know if you need to talk about it, but
I mean, I can if you want.
okay. It's okay. But she has a favorite like food truck person to go to there. So if you need a recommendation, you can always ask her. But it is really nice. You get fresh, like locally grown produce. And then there's obviously like handmade stuff. Also food trucks will park up, but it is over like there. Basically, you can see like underneath the billboard, like past a little bit behind and underneath that billboard area. And then again, your residence hall is behind this building. So pretty easy for you to get to. All right, are there any questions?
We actually have one, and then we just decided to answer live because we first want to confirm the question. So the question is, when it has a set amount of hours per term, what exactly does that mean? The reason I want to confirm is the person who asked, is this about like a credit? Credit hours? Yes. Okay. So while Emily is going back to Mercado, Emily, hold on, do you want to answer this question?
Yeah, sure. So I think when it says amount of credit hours per term, it just kind of means how many credits you're getting for a specific class. So to be a full-time student, you need 15 credit hours. So typically one class is one semester long class is going to be 3 credit hours. How it's kind of determined is basically how much time you're going to spend in class doing schoolwork and whatnot. So some credit hours are going to be 1 because you're not committing a lot of time to it, or it's a shorter term. Sometimes it's 4 just because it's kind of a more intense class. Like all my Spanish courses were 4 credit hours, but typically it's 3 credit hours. And then I think the max you can take is 22 credit hours a semester. So don't usually recommend it just because that's a lot. But sometimes, you know, it happens and whatnot. But yeah, 15, because to keep your merit scholarship, you have to get 30 credit hours per school year in the span of 2 semesters. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Yeah, we don't have any more questions coming in. But so Emily's now going back to Mercado, which is where we started. Oh, she's back. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say, what time is it?
It's 5:40.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, obviously, you've seen everything now, I will say. So if you do need to get going for the evening, please feel free. I'm sorry we went over. But I mean, I'll just keep the camera on and walk back. You can walk back to Mercado with me if you want, and ask whatever questions are around. But we can go ahead and conclude here. Appreciate you all spending the evening with us. Thank you.
Okay. Well, she's going back. We can answer more questions. So question is, do we get to choose who we can live with, or is it random? Alyssa, want to answer that?
Yeah, so you actually can choose who you live with. When you're in Taylor Place, you know, each floor, certain floors were separated by major or college. So when you're in Barrett, you can choose to live with anyone in any major or college downtown, as long as they're also a Barrett freshman. And if you're not in Barrett, it's the same thing, but just with your major or specified college. But basically, there's like a housing portal, and you go online, and once you start to choose your rooms, I think it's once you pay your enrollment deposit, you can start going through the housing portal, and you fill out like a little bio about yourself. You do like a little survey or something, and then you can like search people based on like key terms, interests, stuff like that. And I think that Devil to Devil is still around, which is like a social networking app specifically for ASU freshmen. And you can put filters like Barrett downtown, you know, this major or this interest, and then you can find roommates that way. So long story short, yes, you can choose your roommates. The one thing is that if you're looking into, choosing a specific room or tower or a specific person, try to sign up earlier rather than later, because, once rooms start to fill up, you may lose, the amount of choice that you have. But yeah, definitely you can choose your own roommate. Or you can do a random assignment if that's what you desire.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's 50-50 either way. I've met people who've chosen their roommates and they become best friends forever. I've had people who chosen their roommates and it was not best friends forever. I've had people who done random and they ended up working out pretty well. I've had people who done random and didn't like it so much. So like I think it just really depends on who you end up with and whatever. But I always say, if you get along with your roommate, great. That's wonderful. You have a built-in best friend. Go you. If you don't, that's just an opportunity for you to go out and meet new people. So, it's kind of 50-50 either way if you go random or if you choose your roommate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So then how was your experience at dorm?
Yeah, I loved the dorms. I'm a senior now, so I haven't lived in the dorms for a while. I stayed there freshman and sophomore year. Freshman year in Tower 1 with my shared space, I had the same roommate both years, so we worked really well together. We were good friends, and she and I just like had our systems. We would split up the chores and stuff like that. Tower 1 was fun because as a freshman, when you have like the shared room, it's harder to like, I'm very introverted, so I like to like isolate myself and just like read all day, like when it comes to the weekend, that kind of stuff. But when you've got your shared space, it's kind of an opportunity to like intermingle with like your different friend groups, meet more people that way. And then I always like to say the way Taylor Place is set up with the lounges in the center of the hallway and like right outside the elevators, like you're destined to run into people all the time. So it's a really great way to like meet new people, just like by walking into the lounge or heading to the elevators. Like Taylor Place is very central with its structure, so you can always run into people and talk to people. It's great for if you don't know anybody in Arizona, if you're coming from out of state.
Yeah, I was in state and I chose my roommate. Mine's kind of an unconventional story because a couple months into my freshman year, it just kind of happened. Like I became like really good friends with the one of the girls who lived like really next door to me, and then my roommate became really good friends with her roommate. So we just kind of got the idea to like switch. Um, and so we just switched like 2 months in. I was like, hey, as long as I don't have to move my stuff, like I don't care. It sounds fun. And then I stayed roommates with the person who switched for about 2 years, like on campus and then eventually off campus. And it's kind of funny because right now I'm roommates with someone who I have been friends with since freshman year. We didn't really room together beforehand, but we both needed a roommate, and I was just like, hey, you want to be roommates? And it all worked out. So I'm still really good friends with the girl who switched. It wasn't like a bad blood kind of deal. It was just like, hey, you're friends with this person, I'm friends with this person. And like the schedules kind of aligned more with each other. So like, let's just, switch. So like Alyssa said, like there's a lot of chances to like get to know people. I personally wouldn't have been friends with a lot of the people that I'm friends with now if I weren't in Barrett, just because I don't think I would have seen them or like had the opportunity to like get to know them or talk to them if I wasn't living on the same floor as them, just because like it's very easy to stay in the bubble of your college or the bubble of like your specific field to you're like, you're taking your classes, you're living on the same floor and everything like that. So that was another thing that I really liked about Barrett, is that I got the opportunity to meet so many like other people that I normally wouldn't have met.
Yeah, and the good thing about that is like Emily was saying, like Barrett is like a culmination of all different types of majors. And so like when you're living with people who aren't just like journalism, like you get like more experience in like a diversified friend group in terms of like career interests and career goals, stuff like that. But also you can go visit like the other floors in Taylor Place. So if there's journalism events or you just want to hang out with some journalism kids, from your classes, you can just like head down to their floors and spend some time in their lounges, stuff like that. So it's really nice. everything's very interconnected in Taylor Place. So you could kind of have like the best of both worlds.
Just like Hannah Montana.
Exactly. Thank you. But yeah, and free laundry, I don't know. I know I already talked about it, but that was like a big perk for me because it's just nice and you don't have to worry about like finding change. You guys have any other questions about the campus or student life? You can send them in through the Q&A feature or about like life in general, Netflix recommendations.
Book recommendations.
Well, I guess in the meantime, while we're still waiting for some other question coming in before we conclude, Sky, kind of shared things to do in downtown for fun. But how about you guys?
Yeah, Sky covered some of, oh, perfect. We just got
I
that.
know.
So yeah, Sky mentioned a lot of the stuff that I liked, but when I was living on campus, and even when I moved off campus, I was still like in downtown Phoenix. So I was only a couple blocks away from campus, but going to like live performances, which, isn't really a huge option now, but normally downtown Phoenix is a huge like arts and music center. Like you can go find different festivals going on. We have First Friday, every first Friday of the month, which is like where vendors line up on the streets on Roosevelt Row, and you can see all kinds of different like art and, jewelry, performances, like all kinds of cool stuff. So definitely going out to parks and different events, festivals, music, art, stuff like that. Also, like you said, the cafes around, and I don't really know now. I haven't been in Phoenix too long during like COVID, so I don't know what things are like right now. But yeah, there's a lot to do in downtown Phoenix for sure.
Yeah, I've been just going to a lot of restaurants and coffee places recently. I actually was just at the Fillmore earlier today. And it's just nice because they have a lot of, obviously everything's social distance, you have to wear a mask. They have a lot of outdoor seating and everything. So if I want to go like do homework or whatever, I just go to a coffee shop. Or if I'm like hungry, it's been really bad for my bank account. Like Sky said, like the majority of my money that I spend is on food. I would say it's worth it just because there's a lot of good food downtown and everything. And then that's been mainly what I've been doing recently, and everything like that. So yeah, it's been a good time. I know that yes. There was a question. So for stuff like sorority recruitment, do you have to travel to the Tempe campus or does that take place on the downtown campus? So right now, sorority recruitment is taking place over Zoom, just because that's what a lot of things have been on recently. But if it is in person, the majority of that rush weekend, is going to be on the Tempe campus. If you're on downtown, you can absolutely be in Greek life. Alyssa and I have a lot of friends who are in Greek life, who are on the downtown campus. And what's nice is because since such a majority of students are in Greek life, there's like a bunch of carpool opportunities. Like Sky and Emily mentioned, there's the light rail as well to get on the Tempe campus. There's the lift codes that the student government gives us and everything. So it's definitely like doable. And it's definitely like a very like popular thing for a lot of people to do is Greek life and then live on downtown and everything like that. But right now it's on Zoom, so it's even more accessible.
Yeah, and that Greek life question brings up a good point about like living on the downtown campus specifically. Like some students I think come in with a preconceived notion that being on the downtown campus is like being separated from like the main campus or Tempe, when really like the 4 campuses at ASU are really interconnected. There are free shuttles that run between them, light rail you can get between them as well, at least downtown in Tempe. And you can take classes on any campus. So I have taken Tempe classes, I've taken downtown classes, I've been to every campus. They're all super cool and like they're super interconnected too. So you definitely can go experience all the campuses. And with Greek life, there's really not much of a difference. For off-campus living, I think we got a question about living off campus. Let me see if it's still here. Yeah, so I think we have space in Roosevelt Point, which is an apartment complex a few blocks away from campus. And I think that if things are still working the way they were last year, students can either live on like ASU designated floors, or they can like actually like rent their own apartments with roommates. And I don't know all the specifics of that, but I have a lot of friends who were living in Roosevelt Point last year. So that's definitely an option for off-campus housing. If anyone else wants to go into more detail with that.
Yeah, so Roosevelt Point is just an apartment complex. Like Alyssa said, there are some ASU reserved floors, but some people don't live on the ASU reserved floors. It's kind of up to you. That's about, I don't know, like 4 blocks away from campus, so not terribly far. But because we're in downtown, there's a lot of apartment buildings that you can look at. So definitely like a huge variety of places. There's an apartment complex literally right across the street from the Mercado that a bunch of my friends used to live at. I live kind of close to Ropo, which is like the abbreviated version of Roosevelt Point. I live kind of close to there. I live like a block away. Alyssa actually lives like right across the street from me. Usually when she'll come back in January and whatnot. So it's definitely like a very doable thing.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And then, like we said, like Barrett has that 2-year living requirement, but after that, you can choose to still live on campus, or you can choose not to. Like I said, those new like dorms that are coming out are going to be super nice. So if you decide to live on campus, that'll be a really nice option for you to have. But if not, there's definitely a lot of different options you can have.
Yeah. And we also have a question on Barrett classes compared to normal classes. So that's a good one too, because Barrett, I like to say that with Barrett, you earn your honors credits in ways that will help you like set yourself apart academically, professionally, and socially. So Barrett classes, there are different options. Some are special topics courses where you get honors credit. They're led by honors faculty, and they're on specific topics of interest that the faculty, want to teach about. So an example, I think, was a Hamilton class that some people took. Emily, did you take that class? Can't remember.
I took I took a separate one. So the Barrett one was race and performance, which highlighted Hamilton, but it also highlighted various other works. I took a Hamilton specific class that did an honors contract on it, just because Hamilton was coming to ASU. So when history professor, God bless her, she was like, "I'm gonna do an entire Hamilton class," and I was like, "Yes, let's do it."
But yeah, so you can take like special topics courses, which will give you honors credit and they're on specific topics of interest. You can take honors sections of regular classes that you need for your major. For example, like Psychology 101, instead of taking a 100-person lecture, you can take a 25-person honors section of that class, same curriculum. The only difference is a smaller class size, which is nice if you want to like get to know your teacher and have them like actually address you by name, you know. Um, and also, I think the one difference, like work wise, is that instead of a final exam, like multiple choice, you do like a 5-page paper on a psychology topic of your choice, which was definitely more up my alley. But the nice thing about those classes is you take them and you get the 3 credits required for your major and you get 3 credits for Barrett. So it's like a kind of a double dipping situation. Very nice. And then, like Emily mentioned, you can do an honors contract, which is basically like where you take a non-honors course and then you sit with your teacher to create some kind of project that will help you earn honors credit at the end of the course. I did a songwriting class where I just wrote a few extra songs with my teacher and then presented those to her like in recordings at the end of the semester. And then I got the 3 credits for elective credit and then 3 honors credits as well. I did a digital graphic design course at the journalism school where I helped one of ASU's journalism organizations with some graphics for their Twitter. And I got honors credit that way. So super simple and kind of a nice way to build your portfolio in maybe your specific major or just in general. And yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to add is that a lot of people say like, oh, Barrett's like extra stress and everything. I think like 99% of the time it's your major that stresses you out, just college in general, and definitely not Barrett. And I've never, I was like, I've known it to be true for the past like 3.5 years and everything like that. And everything. But yeah, thanks, Alyssa. And there
Yeah.
was also a question, how many Barrett credits do we need? So you need 120 credits in general to graduate with your specific major, and 36 of those are going to be honors credits. So you're not really taking any like extra steps. It's just simply earning your degree in a different way. So those Barrett specific classes, like honors credits, those are within classes that you have to take for your major anyway. So same with the honor sections. Those special topics classes are going to count for electives. And then the human event, which all Barrett students take their freshman year, that counts as a humanities class. So it's not like, oh, like I'm getting like, I have to take extra classes. You're just taking like the classes you already need to take, but in a different way, and they count for the same thing. Sweet. Was there any other questions?
Oh boy, it's almost 6 o'clock. And thank you so much for joining us, especially for those who have started joining from the app workshop. It's been like 2 hours for a long time. But if you have any more questions, I actually also put our my and also Emily's contact information, so you can email us if any, if you come up with any questions later on. Yes, just feel free to contact us, or if you have any question right now, we're still hanging out for a few more minutes. So please throw that question in the Q&A. Otherwise, thank you, and stay in touch.